So, here are some ideas I have for making a robot that does mobile tasks around the household. And I previously talked about robots for cleaning floors and other things, and I'm just basically taking this one and adding a little bit of extendable robotic arms using other technology, sometimes I've discussed before. But the idea why we would want to have a multifunctional robot is that it actually would use less energy. And my quick explanation for this is the brain is really efficient compared to a computer chip. We only use a couple watts of power compared to hundreds of watts that a computer chip does for less calculations. There are many reasons for this. Part of the reasons why is because we parallel process. When we're looking at an object, we are reading it. We're also looking at its shape, figuring out its uses. And we're processing all this information in a combined way. So we don't have to split up the process into 20 different processes that use up more power. And the same thing is here, is if we can have a robot that does more tasks at once, we can somehow overlap some of the power usage and save power in that way. Secondly, that this one would also mean that we can train the robot better. And by that training, I mean is that, let's say we have to teach it to identify something with visual stuff. Well, if we use an AI to identify some images, some of that some of that image training calculates totally different images because we both might look at for an image lines or certain shapes and stuff that cross over. We might also, but there might be some overlap more and stuff like if it learns how to identify a certain type of mess, it might be later to find other types of messes that are slightly adjacent. If it learns how to identify cans to pick up, that might help it also identify cups to pick up, so more similar. And then also, you can overlap some of the mechanical devices. It's not only the task is you can use cooling for both items. Also, it's better because it's less wasteful because you don't have to build all these separate robots, which is worse for the environment, etc. So now to go over some of the ideas I had. One is to invent a floor cleaning robot in this robot. And this floor cleaning ones can use a couple different technologies. One is the vacuum. And vacuuming it before it's super messy and stuff is more efficient. And if it does tasks in a regular time. You can also have it with different scrubbing devices, which can sometimes be more efficient than just straight up vacuum cleaning, because depending on the weight and heaviness of objects or how much firmly attached, and you can combine them to be even more efficient. Because after you scrape it off, it can be better to suck it up. You can have ones with spraying devices, and it can generate ozone or chemicals, and having already a suction or some scraper there can mean there's less chemicals get released in the environment. So stuff like that. You can also now, if you have a robotic arm and stuff, move up in 3 dimensions to have something like a mini suction device to clean up stuff that is on walls or other devices, or a device on it at the end that helps scrub stuff off, perhaps with chemical sprays. And perhaps with all this, you had ultrasonic cleaning stuff. This scrubber could be remotely controlled by you, even, but would still be advantageous for the person using it. Because some people have mobility or major mobility issues or other issues, so they can't get up to bed and do it. It also might be faster than the person with the scraping capabilities. Maybe you can just put the sponge but twirl it really fast or suction it. You might have a small arm, so maybe it'll do small things. It might also make you less exposed to chemicals, because all chemicals can be somewhat dangerous, which can also help people with breathing conditions and stuff like that. It can help people with maybe germophobia or cleaning phobias of various ones, or just don't want to touch stuff. It can mean someone that is not good at these tasks can give it up to someone else that might be able to control the bot or cleaning crews. And it might be safer if it's like a high to reach place so that people don't stand on stools, something like that, or other more dangerous places so they themselves do not get hurt. So those are some major advantages right there. The next idea kind of is to make this have a mowing feature. So the mowing feature would be obviously just an outdoor mower. Now, outdoor mowing does require a lot more physical exertion than all these other tasks I've talked about. And that physical exertion does wear you out more. It also is oftentimes more in the heat and sunlight and stuff like that, and might cause more noise issues and stuff that might trigger sensory processing disorder. But so, and it's also kind of a more dangerous task for the blades. The thing is, I do want to state that mowing itself is not an environmentally friendly thing. It is, and we should move to lawns that mowing is less required, and with more natural things. Grass is really not the best for the environment. It uses up so much water and nutrients, fertilizer stuff that pollutes runoff and doesn't promote the most biodiversity. A way more around this is if maybe instead of the scrub or something, it also has features for other lawn care things like trimming or something like that, where it cuts stuff. So people can have fancier yards with less effort. Cutting stuff, though, we can go from fully automatic to not fully automatic, but also we could have one that weeds out certain stuff, so you could have gardens with more vegetables and stuff, and you just kill everything that isn't an identified vegetable. And that will get rid of pest control, pesticides and stuff like that. And herbicides. I was more talking about herbicides, but it kills bugs too. It'll be pesticides. Another use that this thing could do is to have it as a carrier. And by a carrier, I mean it's very simple. It's just you can do it with no controls, where you just put something on it and it just carries it for you, the weight, so you don't have the weight. Take care of the weight yourself. Or you can have it really, really fancy and has like robotic arms and stuff. Maybe it uses some of the scrub and stuff, has a robotic arm attention, or can suck stuff. And that can help you with mobility issues again. It can help people deliver stuff that can't get out of bed or execute dysfunction, and so on and so on. Another idea, kind of along these lines, well, a new one is, instead of a scrub or something, is a body brush or something that cleans up your body for people that have issues showering or bathing, whether it's due to sensory processing differences. So some people just cannot stand the feeling of running water and stuff like that. To maybe it's a physical safety reason. So maybe they only want part of the body cleaned. Maybe they need it cleaned more often. And you can imagine that it could do it in a variety of ways. One is it could send a spray of water on you and at the same time suck it up or brush it off, so it's not very long on you. You can send it with different streams. It can also have like a wet brush feature, like a wet wipe or something like that. Or use dry cleaning methods, which work to some extent, not always, such as brushing on you or using oil that then scraped off. And this could help people also with maybe delicate skin or certain disorders, which not common, but it does affect some people, so it should be taken care of. Another one is that we could use it to train to identify drinking items, and like the carrier, just bring it to you. I'm separating this out because this is more identification purpose than the other ones, which are more actually just the physical carrying part. Some things that I want to add I forgot is help you move And by help you move, I mean it actually could help you get out of bed or something by acting as something you can put your weight on and you move up with it, or something like that. It could also maybe act as something that helps you identify objects, because it might have the AI. It's like, I need to find my glasses, and they can't do actually pick up your glasses, put on you, but it looks with its AI for the glasses and points at it, maybe the laser or something, or it says point at all the objects that are black nearby and highlights them, or some other one, or sends you a pixel on your screen or something for that. Well, thank you very much for listening. It really helps turn out. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers a year and 4,000 watch hours, which is really hard, but you help, I think, into it. Again, thank you very much. Goodbye.